Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the topic of DC machine construction. In the construction of a DC machine, generally DC machines are divided in various parts. The first one is yoke, pole, pole shoe, field winding, armature winding, commutator, brushes of the generator, bearing, etc. The construction of a DC generator and is the same as a DC motor. Here is the figure of construction of DC machine. In this figure, they are clearly shown that the stator, pole, pole shoe, field winding, armature core, bearing, shaft, commutator, this armature winding. Now we discuss the all part in detail. The first part is yoke. The important information about yoke, which act as the outer cover of a DC machine, are as given. Yoke is also called as a frame. It provides the protection of rotating and other parts of a DC machine from moisture, dust, etc. Yoke is an iron body which provides the path of a flux. This is essential to complete the magnetic circuit. It provides the mechanical support of the pole. Material used for the yoke are basically the low reluctance material such as cast iron, silicone steel, rolled steel, cast steel, etc. Here is the figure of yoke and practical figure of yoke. The magnetic frame or yoke is the following purpose. It provides the mechanical support for the pole and acts the protecting cover from the core of the whole machine. And second important point is to carry the magnetic flux produced by the pole. For the small DC machine, the yoke are made of cast iron, but the larger machine, the cast steel or rolled steel is used. The steel slab is rolled around the cylindrical mineral, then welded at the bottom of the yoke. Now the next point is pole. It is an important point of the pole are the pole of the generator is an electromagnet. The field winding is wound over the pole. Pole produce the magnetic flux when the field winding is excited. Pole shoe is an extended part of the pole. Due to its typical shape, it energizes the area of the pole. Due to this enlarged area, more flux can pass through the air gap to a low reluctance magnetic material such as cast steel or cast iron is used to construction of the pole or pole shoe. The construction of the pole is done using the lamination of a particular shape. This is reduce the power losses due to eddy. Here is the figure of pole and practical figure of pole. Here is pole shoe figure. Now we discuss the field winding. The coil wound around the pole core is called as field coil. The field coils are connected in series to form of the field winding. Current passes through the field winding in specific direction. The magnetize the pole and pole shoe. The magnetic flux phi is thus produced in the air gap between pole shoe and armature. The field winding is also called as exciting winding. The material used of the field conductor is copper. Due to the current flowing through the field winding alternate N and S pole are produced. Which pole is produced the particular core in the decided by right hand thumb of the current carrying circulation conductor. Here is the figure of a field winding and practical figure of the field winding. The next topic is armature of the DC generator. The purpose of the armature core is hold the armature winding and provide the low reluctance path for the flux through the armature from N to S pole. The cylindrical or drum-shaped armature core is built up the circular laminated sheet. In every circular lamination slot are either die or cut, punched or outer periphery. Air ducts are also punched from the cut of each lamination for circulation of air through the core, providing better cooling. Up to the diameter of the 40, the circular stamping are cut out on the one pieces of the lamination sheet, but above 40 diameter, the number of suitable sections of the circle is cut. A complete circle of the lamination is formed by 4 or 6 or even a high circle. Here is the figure of armature core. Now the next topic is armature winding. The armature conductor made of copper are placed in the armature slot present on the periphery of the core. The armature conductors are interconnected from armature winding. When the armature winding is rotated using the prime mover, it cuts the magnetic flux line and voltage get induced in it. The armature winding is connected to the external circuit through the commutator and brushes. The main use of the armature winding is suspended to carry the entire load current. Hence, it should be made up of a conducting material such as copper. Here is the practical figure of the armature winding. The armature winding is generally divided in two parts. The first part is lap winding and second is wave winding. The lap winding, the number of parallel paths is exactly equal to the number of poles. So we can write that the number of a parallel path A is equal to number of pole P. The lap winding is useful for low voltage and high current machine. Due to the extensions of a large number of parallel paths, the lap wound armature winding is capable for supplying the large load current. Hence, the generator of the high current capacity use of lap wound armature, but these generators are capable of generating low voltage. In the lap winding, armature conductors are divided into the P groups. All the conductors of the generator group are connected in series, and such a group are connected in the wave winding. In this type of winding, will create only two parallel paths irrespective of a number of poles. So we can write that the number of parallel path A is equal to 2. The wave winding is useful for high voltage, low current machine. Here we note that the number of parallel paths for the wave winding will be less than that of the lap winding. Hence, this winding does not have a capability of supplying the large load current. So the generators will have a winding are low current rating, but these generators are capable of producing the high voltage. Thus in a wave winding, all the conductors are connected in series to form of a single closed circuit. This closed circuit is tapped at various points. The two brushes touch two dynamically opposite tapping of the armature winding. They are shown in this figure. Lap winding and wave winding. Now we discuss the topic of a commutator. The commutator is a cylindrical drum mounted on the shaft along with the armature core. It is made of a large number of wedge-shaped segments of the hard drum copper. The segments are insulated from each other by thin layer of mica. The armature winding is tapped at various points and these tapping are suspectedly connected to various segments of the commutator. The main function of the commutator are: the first one is it converts the alternating EMF generated internally in the DC voltage. So it basically works like a rectifier. Second point is it collects the current from armature conductor and passes it through the external load via brushes. And last one is for a DC motor it helps to produce unidirectional. Here is the figure of a commutator and connected with brushes. Here is a practical figure of a commutator and brushes. Now we discuss the topic of brushes. The current is connected from the armature to the external load by carbon brushes which are held against the surface of the commutator by springs. Brushes wear with the time, hence they should be inspected regularly and replaced occasionally. The main function of the brush is to collect the current from commutator and apply it to the external load. Generally brushes are made of carbon material and rectangular in shape. Here is a figure of brushes and the topic of bearing. For a small machine, ball bearing is used to reduce the friction between stator and rotor. The bearing must always lubricated property for a smooth operation and long life. Here is the practical figure of the bearing. Thank you, friends.